So, welcome back to the Soccer Ladder. Today we have AJ DeLaGarza. His career spanned over a decade in MLS. You won 3 MLS Cups with LA Galaxy. You went on to play with Houston Dynamo and Inter Miami. You've worn a crest of not just one, but 3 national teams. You own the Goalden in Charlotte, North Carolina. And you work with Photon Sports. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you got that right. You missed one club, which was the New England Revolution.
Oh, okay, okay. So,
I can't leave them out just because we won a supporter shield that year. So.
oh, nice. Yeah, we
Wow.
definitely can't leave them out.
Yeah.
I'm a soccer mom. Liam's going into his second year with Red Bulls Academy. I started this podcast because it's an amazing journey, but it's so overwhelming. And there's just so many questions. So I thought, what better to have on coaches, players, people like you that have been on this journey and can share so many insights and tips. So, welcome to the Soccer Ladder.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Oh, thank you. So, Liam is going to kick us off.
You played at the University of Maryland and won a national title. What did college soccer teach you that prepared you for the pro level?
Yeah, so I can say proudly, I actually won 2 national championships at Maryland, and I say that because I say that because I am from Maryland, right? So that is my hometown team, and to be able to also go to school there and bring home 2 national championships. And I also left the university, not to pat myself on the back, but just in context, right? Like I am a Maryland guy. No, I am Maryland through and through, and to leave the university as the only player in its history to start and win in 2 national championship games, I think I do take pride and honor in, especially as my hometown team. So, but that was where some of the most amazing years ever, right? Like I think when you think about college soccer is as a player, you have the opportunity to pick which team you want to go to, right? Like, of course, you may have offers from quite a few different spots, but you get that opportunity and that privilege and that honor to be like, I want to go to this school. So for me, it was like, I want to go to Maryland because that's where I'm from. My parents made it to every single game that I had my entire college career. So whether that be at Maryland or whether it was on the road in California, they made it to every single game. My dad would drive through the nights just to make it there, and yeah, I think those were really good experiences because we also were like a mini professional team in a mini professional stadium, and we had guys that Maurice Adu, who would go #1 overall draft pick, Omar Gonzalez, Graham Zusi, Rodney Wallace, and a lot of guys that made it not only to MLS and further, but made it to the World Cups and all that. So, we had a really good squad my 4 years, and I think I miss college a little bit and just being free. And I think that's when you really enjoyed the game, but also life off of the field as well. When you are all together, because that was my first time moving away from home. So it was a new experience and one that I cherish forever. And this year we actually have a 20-year anniversary for our 2005 team. So being able to go back to the university and take my kids there will be pretty special.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Time goes so fast, doesn't it? Like, where did 20 years go?
Doesn't make any sense.
So, you played over a decade in MLS and won multiple MLS Cups. What do you think contributed to your consistency and longevity in the league?
Yeah, well, you said it there was consistency, right? Like, I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of pro athletes, right? It's one, being able to, I will say, get lucky a little bit with injuries, but unfortunately, I did have my fair share of injuries in Houston, and then I tore my ACL there, I broke my foot, and then at a certain point, I was like, all right, it's time to go. Like, I need a new change of scenery. But I think the best thing that kept me playing for 14 years was just being available, I would say, for the most part, except for those couple years. Um, and also being a player that was asked to play multiple roles. Like I had never played, let's say, the six in my entire life besides a training session. But the last game of my career, in my professional career, I played the six, and that was the last game ever. Maybe it's because I played the six that game and they never wanted to see me again. But uh, needless to say, right? Like I was very versatile in the sense that there was times in LA where I played a different position 4 weeks in a row. So I played right center back, I played left center back the next game, I played right back the next game, I played left back the game after that. So really being able to fill in different roles, I think was important. Uh, and I learned that throughout my entire youth career as well. So I see a lot of younger players now who at 8 or 9, their parents are like, "My kid's a striker," and I'm like, "Your kid is 8 and 9." Like they need to be able to explore different positions to learn different positions, because it also gives you a better understanding of maybe that position when I was a center back and then I was playing right back, which was not my specialty. It gave me a deeper understanding of when I was a center back of where now I want to place that right back at or that left back. So just yeah, just those different mentalities. I think unfortunately kids don't get to experience nowadays because they think they have a specialty at 8, 9, 10, 11, even 12. I didn't become a center back until I was 14 years old, and then I was supposed to be too small and uh, ended up being just fine in MLS and beyond. So yeah, I think though, long story short, there you go.
Yeah, no, I think that's so important with what you're saying. Being open and versatility. I think almost every one of the people that we've had on before you have said that they may have started in one position, but the coach switched them over to another position. And I think that's so important for these young kids to hear because I know even I didn't you have to play in a different position one time and you were like upset about it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends what position. If it was goalie, I'd be upset too. But
I think it was left wing.
He normally plays like center back and midfield. I think it's so important what you're saying for kids, especially younger, to know they have to be open and, to the versatility and they may play a different position as they get older.
yeah, for sure.
What was it like being part of the LA Galaxy dynasty, playing alongside stars like Landon Donovan and David Beckham?
Yeah, it was an eye-opening experience from the simple fact that I came from Maryland. I came from a really small town called Bryan's Road, Maryland, and then the next day I am going and playing with Landon Donovan and David Beckham. And as a 21-year-old, you know, I still had those, I call them a different word, but oh crap moments. Like, wow, this is real. Like, I'm in the locker room, sharing a locker room and a field with these guys every day, and especially at my age and where I was in my career, David Beckham was at the end of his career. Even guys like Ashley Cole, who was a defender, so like I'm trying to watch and see what he does. Uh, just being able to see those guys and how they interact every single day, how they take care of themselves, how they really invest in their preparation, I think was huge. Like I saw Ashley Cole specifically during video sessions, not sitting back with his hands back, just relaxing. He was sitting up in his chair, focusing on the screen because he was starting that day, the game the next day, right? Like so, those little things that you just get to pick up on as a younger player were pretty special moments, and then you see why they were who they were is because of that preparation and how they take care of themselves in the gym, on the field. Uh, I get to tell people that after trainings when I was younger, I got to watch David Beckham hit free kicks. Like people have to pay to watch that. And I used to be able to do that, and he used to hit them over and over and over. But we would just sit back and just watch as a young 21-year-old, as a rookie, and just take it all in. And I still was starstruck as well. I remember the first day David Beckham walked in, and myself and Omar Gonzalez both came from the University of Maryland the same year, and we looked at each other. We were like, "Oh, like he's here." So yeah, I would even funny slash not funny. Uh, they are superstars, right? everyone tries to take pictures of them. So I tried to slyly take a picture of Beckham one time just to send it to my friends, like, yo, look who's sitting right next to me. And my flash went off on my camera. And it was the most embarrassing moment of my life at that point. At that point, when I was 21, uh, he looked up at me, and I was started looking at my phone, and I was like, "Stupid flashlight," as if the flashlight just randomly went off. So I'm not sure if he actually knows that I tried to take that picture or not, but I didn't get it because when that flash went off, I moved that phone so quick.
What's the biggest piece of advice you'd give youth players trying to climb the soccer ladder today?
Yeah, I think a question we get asked, us as guys that have already played the game, is how do I become a pro? And unfortunately, there is no how to become a pro one-on-one handbook. There's going to be so many different pathways and so many different journeys. And I saw Michael Bradley's interview as well a little bit. And if you love the game, there's going to be an opportunity for you somewhere along the line, whether it be you playing pickup with your friends one day and somebody's out there watching, whether it be in a huge moment in a big game and you make the most of that opportunity. Everyone will have a chance. And throughout my career, I had a lot of defining moments that could have derailed my entire career if I didn't perform, if I wasn't prepared, and if I didn't seize that moment, right? So I even think about my college career and being the first game of my college career as a freshman. My coach comes up, we're winning 5-0 at Cal State Fullerton, and he's like, I think I want to redshirt you. And this is the first game of my career, and I had a split second to make a decision to be like, okay, I'll redshirt, which means I won't play this entire year and I'll just be training, or I say no right now in front of him and go against what he's thinking and hope for the best. And I said no, I want to play this year. And fast forward 3, 4 weeks later, I was a starter on the team. So for that rest of that season, I was a starter. So in that moment, right, like I had to make a split second decision and it was an off the field moment as well, right? So sometimes it's not even an on the field moment. So so I made that decision, and now here I am as the only player to ever start and win 2 national championships. So I think of that moment, and then even moments on the field, right, where you have an opportunity where somebody gets hurt and your number's called. Are you ready and are you prepared for those moments? So you never know when it's gonna come, but you have to be ready at any given time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
sure. Wow. So, were you nervous to like speak up to your coach and be like, "No, I don't want a red shirt."
To be fair, I don't know if I had enough time to think about my answer. Honestly, I was like, no, I don't want to. I didn't even understand what a red shirt year meant, right? But I was like, no, I want to play. Like that's all I've done my entire life. I'm not gonna say I've been the man, but I've been on the top team my entire life from club soccer and on. And I was like, I think I can make it, even though at that time I was struggling because the game was so much faster at the college level. And that was the first time, well, I guess high school too, I was playing with older kids, but it's the first time you're playing with men, right? Like I was 17 as a freshman and playing with 21, 22-year-old men. So it was a learning curve, but you know, it all worked out. So
I mean, that's a great lesson right there. Great for people to hear to like speak up and have conviction.
You've seen the game evolve. What excites you the most about the next generation of players?
the next generation, I think for the next generation, you all have so many more coaches that have played the game now who are teaching you the game and how it's played. Whereas when I was growing up, in all respect to my dad, he was my coach until I was 12, but he never kicked the soccer ball until I started playing soccer. So he didn't know the game, but what he was really good at was managing players. And uh, yeah, I think that is a big difference, though, especially at a younger age. I learned a different way. I learned with tough love, and now we're learning with skill. Honestly, I think that's the biggest difference, right? So I think I watch youth soccer games nowadays, and I'm like, wow, this kid is amazing. Like, he, why is it so different? But I think that's the biggest thing to it is that. But what comes with that also is there's now a lot of really good players. So you have to do even more and more and more to stand out and differentiate yourself from the other players around you. But also in this, you think about how big the U.S. is, right? And how many untapped markets there are in youth soccer. Uh, if we can somehow find a way to tap into those, that's the day that our national team will improve. And that's one day where soccer will really be the sport here in the US.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, and also what comes with it too, though, is a lot of pressure and possibly burnout, because it's so serious, like younger and younger. It's crazy. I mean, this is all I know, but it's serious stuff already, we're pretty much committed.
Yeah, and I think that's why I wanted to start the Goalden, which is more of what I just created here in Charlotte, is like a an environment where it's fun, but you're developing and you're working on the basics, and you're getting a score. So like when I was little, it was about hitting a brick wall. There was no flashy lights and scores and all, but now if we can help a player work on their scanning, work on their awareness, their decision making, all these things that are so important into a game. And then I can also paint the picture of, all right, you play the six, so this is like getting a ball from your center backs. Now I want you to turn upfield and play an advanced pass, splitting lines into a forward or a winger. Like being able to now help them understand that and paint the picture for them in a fun way, I think is been really important for me because of the burnout, because of all the other trainers out there who, just drill these kids and put another voice in their head. Whereas here, I want you to go have fun and be free and enjoy the game because you're young. I don't want you to look back on this and be like, I hated soccer because it was too hard, right? Like I want you to enjoy it. So yeah, that's a tough one.
So the Goalden is in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Correct.
So do you have kids come from all over to come train?
Yeah, so just yesterday we have a women's team here, a USL women's team. We had four girls from there in there training, and then I invited a couple of the girls that actually come and train in the facility who are 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, come and watch the professionals train just so now, where else can you get that experience, right? Unless you go to their actual training sessions, but even that, it's a team session, it's not personal, but yesterday I had four Carolina Saint girls training and about seven younger girls watching, right? And I think for me, when I was growing up, DC United was my hometown team. I went to a training session and I got to watch those guys. And from there on, I was like, that's what I want to do, right? I want to follow in their footsteps. I was doing stretches like them, trying to play like them. And I just think it's a really cool moment to be able to have the young kids, the pros, the high quality kids, but also the beginners who just need to work on their technique. So, but yeah, we have a coach in there right now running a camp right now who is from Maryland. He came down to just to run this camp because he is a futsal player and played on the futsal national team, and being able to bring his experience here has been really valuable.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, futsal like really helps too, make the game like quicker and faster and all of that good stuff. So now you have another place to go train.
There we go. Come on out.
Can you share a time when you had to mentally overcome a big challenge in your career?
Yeah, most people would say the injuries, right? But for me, I'm not sure if you know my entire story, but I had a son who passed away, and in 2014, my wife and I found out we were pregnant early in the year. We found out that he had a congenital heart defect, may never play soccer again, but we never thought about him actually passing away, especially after a week old. So I found I won't say peace, but I found my safe space being in between those four white lines every single day. So being able to go out there and kind of put aside everything else that was happening in my life and because I enjoyed the game so much where I can go out there and focus on it was a job, but I enjoyed that job also to where it put a smile on my face for 90 minutes every day. And after that, I had to deal with real life problems beyond the field. But I think, I found my safe space being on the field, right? Like if you're having a bad day, go out to the field. If you're having a good day, go out to the field, right? So, yeah, I just think that was something I had to overcome. And then think about it, it was the most enjoyable year I had on the field, and it was probably the most successful I had on the field as well. And then 2 months after my son passed away, we ended up winning a third MLS Cup for the LA Galaxy that year. So finishing that year, there was a photo of me. I just dropped to my knees and was crying just because of all the emotions that had happened throughout that year. So yeah, I think just keep going and find that safe space for yourself.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you step onto the field, just like let everything else go, right? If you had a bad day at school, let it go.
Hmm.
So, can you tell us a little bit about Photon Sports and what that is?
Yeah, so it is a performance tracking system. So we are able to track players' speed, agility, change of direction, deceleration, and high quality as well. And it's just been good for me to be able to stay in sports and stay in the game. So being able to utilize my network that I've created over my entire career now, being able to tap into that, right? And be in the locker rooms almost, so to speak, with practitioners that are with the players and so on. So it's been a really cool journey, and I'm excited now. We've just launched here in the US, so now with that expansion, we're actually expanding into basketball. Like I have a meeting today with someone from a NBA team, but like basketball, American football, hockey. So staying you can ask any athlete, the thing they miss most is that locker room feel, and being able to feel like I'm still in a locker room has been a really good feeling, and happy on the journey that we're going on. So
So, will all like the MLS teams have pretty much have that technology?
yeah, that's the goal, right? That is my goal, but we'll see. But we have some really big clubs like Aston Villa and Bayer Leverkusen overseas, and I won't announce the teams that we have here coming out, but yeah, we're working on some contracts here and even bigger ones in the EPL as well. So yeah, we're excited about where the company's headed, and I'm excited to be here for that ride. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's amazing too, like where technology has found its place in sports.
Yeah, it's all crazy. I never had any type of technology when I was playing, but it is important, I think, though, because it takes the guesswork out of the gym work, right? Like, if is what I'm, especially for a player and for a parent, you want to know if what your child is doing is actually benefiting them on the field. Everything up until now, I feel like has been kind of guesswork, right? So we're taking the guesswork out of it and telling you, hey, this is where you can improve on, and this is where you're doing excellent at, maybe we try and maintain it. So really being able to do those type of assessments is our goals.
Okay, so we're at the end. Let's do rapid fire real quick.
Okay. Favorite stadium you ever played in?
Oh, I'll give you two. The Rose Bowl and University Stadium, I think it's called, where Tigres plays in Liga MX. That was one of the two of the craziest environments I ever played in.
Super cool.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi. Ah, sorry. And I ask my kids this all the time, and it's funny because I'm like, as someone who's played against both, well, I won't tell you who was better because Ronaldo chopped me up quite a few times in a game. Uh, but obviously, I think Messi, just over his career, what he's been able to accomplish is incredible. Both of them are incredible, right? Like it's hard to pick just one, but yeah, if I had to pick.
Toughest attacker you've ever had to defend?
Toughest attacker. Well, as a center back, I had trouble with the 6'4" strikers as a 5'8" defender. So I think about like the Alan Gordons of the world. And yeah, I wasn't worried about anyone with pace. I wasn't worried about anyone with skill. I was worried about the guys that were bigger and that could just jump over top of me. And uh, Alan Gordon did that quite a few times. So
Best teammate or locker room prankster?
Oh, that was me, by the way. So
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
yeah, you could ask anyone. It wasn't about the big drawn out surprises. It was like the little shocks and spooks around the corner that I was really good at. But I would also hide in boxes and bring out little wolves and start barking. And I have videos of coaches just freaking out because they thought it was an actual wolf or something like that. So yeah, I used to be that guy.
One match you wish you could play again, either to relive it or change the outcome.
Ooh, to relive it or change the outcome. To be fair, I can say any match I would change the outcome of. Um, Actually, I guess one would be the 2009 MLS Cup Finals. Uh, that's the one where we unfortunately lost in PKs. That was my rookie season. I ended up getting into that game as well. I just remember getting later into the PKs and as a rookie about to almost have to take a PK in the MLS Cup Finals. I was let's say very scared. Unfortunately, we didn't make it that far, but we lost that game. But I think that's the only game I can remember losing in a final in my entire career. I think about all the finals I had in club soccer, right? I won two NCAA or sorry, two youth national championships, two NCAA championships. That was the only one where we lost in that championship game. So uh, yeah, I think that's probably be the only one. 'Cause then I would have four, and that would have been I'd have four, and that'd be amazing. So
It was so awesome to have you here today. Thank you so much.
yeah, thank you both for having me. I appreciate it.
And we look forward to coming down to train with you.
Sure do.
Let me know. I'm out here.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Alrighty. Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.